All right, I hope this finds everybody doing well. This is Coach Fleischer in a rare screen video presentation. I hope you guys like it. So in a previous presentation, I went over dumbbell one arm row and compared like some technique components. And I compared two exercises side by side. And I did make a point regarding technique and proper technique on a dumbbell one arm row. And I did mention I was going to go ahead and shoot a video for this. So to that end, I did. So when you look at this positioning, right, the first thing you see is up here, you notice the hand is underneath the shoulder on the bench. The knee is slightly out in front of the hip. This knee is in front of the hip. And now that translates into the pelvis being tilted. Almost, I describe it as the pelvis is tucked underneath, and I'll translate into a rounded back position. The other thing you'll notice, and you won't really see it because it's kind of cut off here, it's a little bit obscure, but you might catch it up here. When participants do this, they'll cast their gaze down towards the floor, almost straight down. So let's do a couple reps here and see where it takes us. Hand underneath, knee in front, tucked pelvis, rounded back. There's 3. So the switch on this comes when the participant now brings their hand further out front. The knee then is walked back a little bit. This knee is walked back, and you'll notice the foot will actually come back almost where the leg is on the bench. But what you'll see is you'll go from a kind of a tucked or rounded pelvis position where the back is rounded up top to where the pelvis flattens out. I'm sorry, the pelvis actually tucks back and the back flattens out. So what you're looking for is like the ear, shoulder, hip, very classic flat back position as opposed to a rounded position. Let's see how he does here. Foot goes back, and see where that foot position is now. It's actually out back by the leg here. That knee is no longer out in front. The hand's out in front, and the gaze is no longer straight down towards the floor. It's out in this direction. And I usually describe this as ear, shoulder, hip. Eyes are out in front. Pick a little spot on the floor. But I'll always talk about this flat back position, tucking or tilting the pelvis back towards the wall behind them. And this flat back position, you'll notice they're almost like longer, right? So this person went from being a scrunched up, rounded over body position to being elongated from the hip to the shoulder. All right, let's get some reps here. Flat back, tilted pelvis, eyes out front. So the efficacy, right, of the exercise is determined by the actual good position or technique of the user. And the participant has to be in the right position. And I have a little bit of an excess lower dotted curve here in this rep. I'm just a little bit out of condition at this point. But you like to have this be nice and straight, almost like you can just run an arrow right through the spine, out the top of the head, and out the tailbone. And to have an exercise be more effective and to really do your clients justice, if you will, for the time that they're working out, you want to do little things like this and put them in the right position. So they're getting the most out of the exercise, but also they're getting the most out of the exercise with a reduced possibility of injury. So let's go ahead and let this play, and I'll replay it one more time. Repeat it. Buddy, there we go. Adjust, straight back. Yeah. And it is, I'm telling you, it's some of these little nuances, right, that when you go into a gym, now when you start to work out in a facility, you'll pick out like some of these things that people are doing that are, while not catastrophically or categorically or egregiously incorrect, it's little nuances that you see in here that really take away from a person's effectiveness in an exercise. And you know what? You're already there working out. You may as well do the stuff right and not put yourself at a risk of injury. So to that end, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. There's going to be another one for chest. I'll have another one for arms. I'll have another one for all the other body parts. So you can kind of look at them and evaluate what's going on the screen here and just have a quick talk over it on a quick bullet point. Thanks, guys. Signing off.